This is our beloved 1997 Ford F-250 7.3 Power Stroke Turbo Diesel. Very, very cool truck. We just completed a night gauntlet, our world's toughest towing test. And I think I just broke the truck. Well, I know it's broke. Let me show you. Big bummer. Well, this is a night gauntlet video, but before I show you how it behaves in the mountains with the trailer, and when Mr. Truck was there, let me show you the problem, or at least one of them. So I just got this truck back to the office, and the transmission is having problems. This is a 5-speed manual. My clutch pedal went soft, and so I barely got the truck here to the office using first, second, third, or fourth. I don't have any fifth gear right now or reverse. And I think it's a hydraulic system for the clutch that's failing. We also saw smoke out of the exhaust pipe on the mountain. So let's go right there to the Ike Gauntlet. Mr. Truck,
yes,
people
sir.
have been asking for this for a very long time.
I know, they like the old trucks. We like the old trucks.
This is the Ike Gauntlet Legends, and this is a 1997 legendary OBS, old body style, Ford F-250 Power Stroke.
The last of the heavy duties.
Yes, before the Super Duty, right?
Super Duty came out 2 years well. This is 97, they had no 98, but they came out early with a 99.
And this is the world's toughest towing test, the Ike Gauntlet, which means we're top of the world, over 11,000 feet above sea level.
Yes, we're towing 8,000 pounds.
Yep.
And that's nothing wrong with that. I mean, this ain't a whole mower, but we're not trying to kill these poor
It's rated at about 11,000.
Yes, yes.
But old trucks are different. You know, you would think you would push it within an inch of its life and it's going to be fine, right?
Yeah.
But it's more complicated than that, right?
Right, you only got 5 gears, you know, so it's a whole different thing. You got all manual transmissions here, but you got all kinds of gauges.
So what do you think? Should I mean, we've only done an old truck on the Ike once before.
Was that Big Green?
That was Big Green, and I think you asked Roman if he was religious.
I did, because we didn't know, because the steering had about a foot of slack in it, and I didn't know if he's going to have to jump out or what. Tuck and roll.
Well, should we roll that video now?
That would be cool.
Okay.
I gotta tell you, I am honestly worried about this. It's a long way down.
We got sun, all right.
Oh, good. At least we got sun.
So, Roman, are you a religious man?
I am.
Well, you know what to do.
Yeah.
I'm watching the RPMs, and I'm probably going to try to keep it around 40 or less. And see, this thing, hitting the brakes, the trailer gets a little crazy back there.
What happens when you hit the
I think
brakes?
they're a little touchy, and I have no game control. I couldn't figure that out. So it just makes me whip a little when I hit the brakes. But
Okay.
it does stop me, so it slows me down. So
right.
we're good. We're fine there now.
Dude, this is crazy. We're almost down.
Yeah. Yesterday we hit the crazy thing in tunnels.
I never want to do this again, dude. Never, ever want to do this again. This just is, I don't know what were you thinking.
Should we just jump out now and save ourselves? What should we do?
Yeah, that'll work.
So, Mr. Truck, we came out of the tunnel at 40 miles an hour.
I get the 55, huh?
50. Usually we do 50.
Okay.
And I'm using my third gear because, you know, let me try and see how that feels. And if that feels okay, then we can, you know, maybe go faster a little bit.
Well, now what's your RPM in third gear?
2,700 RPM.
Okay.
Of course, my EGTs are normal. Am I smoking?
No, you're not smoking.
I'm not smoking. Okay.
That's what the spotter mirror is for. I always thought it's turning corners and stuff, watching the trailer, but it's for watching the smoke, huh?
Yes.
I guess when you got an old truck, they either burn it or they use it.
All right, I'm hitting my brake now. You know what? Third gear is not holding my progress.
Oh, it's not?
I have to use a lot of brake.
Well, I don't think you want to go clear out in the second.
No, I don't think so.
So I guess we'll probably stay in third and see how many brake applications we get.
Yeah.
You know, this is one of my all-time favorite trucks. My all-time favorite trucks.
All right, that's my second brake.
Okay, 2 brake applications and we're getting started.
Oh! Are you okay?
I am. We got, you know, this road is all torn to crap because of the chains, and we're out of winter now. We're halfway through summer. You'd think they'd have some more of this stuff patched by now, but here we are. But no, this is cool.
This is number 3.
3 brake applications.
So here's where I feel more comfortable. Normally we would do downhill between 50 and 60 miles an hour, right?
Yes.
And modern diesels, especially heavy duties, have exhaust brakes that work very effective at slowing things down.
We don't have an exhaust brake.
No, not on this one. No. So I'm not comfortable going that fast.
Right.
So what we are doing, I'm in 3rd gear, and I'm trying to stay between 40 and 50 miles an hour.
No, that's good. I mean, this is an old truck. It's 25 years old, whatever it is.
26, yeah.
26. Oh my goodness. So, we don't want to blow it up. I mean, it's done its life, but it still could go another 100,000, 200,000 miles. This is a 7.3 diesel, very famous diesel made by International Harvester, and it was one of the longer life engines back then.
I've been wanting to run this engine on the Ike for so long.
Oh, this is a famous engine. This 7.3, everybody used to have these puppies. It was a big one.
But this is not stock, so as soon as you look under the hood, you see the additional duct work, right?
Yeah, and that little plastic thing in the middle's gone, so you're kind of seeing all the works there.
So it's still a turbocharged engine, but the turbocharger has been replaced on this. Somebody added the intercooler.
Yeah.
So they made this truck, better than ever in a way.
Yeah.
And there's also a tuner that you could select different fueling levels and different horsepower levels, but we're running an all stock mode on the tuner.
That's good, because it came with a cold air intake. The guys added that to it. They put a giant bazooka exhaust on the end of the tip.
Yes, but it's still dual battery, 7.3 liters of displacement. Mwah!
225 horsepower, 450 pound-feet of torque.
Yes.
It's a torque monster.
5-speed ZF and a 410 rear end.
That's right. This is what they used to be. This is the truck I grew up with. And our test trailer that we're using now is from Rifle Truck and Trailer. It's a Luma. It's a 20-foot aluminum trailer. And this has got a 16-foot tilt, and you got a 4 foot of space to load these long trucks on it. But it's a heavy-duty trailer. It actually has 2 7,000-pound axles. So GVW is 14,000 pounds. So our ballast today is this Rubicon Wrangler, and this is 8,000 pounds with trailer and the Rubicon. So that's a good weight that we're towing this old Power Stroke with.
But I have to monitor a lot of things. I have a manual transmission, which is also something I must be paying attention to.
Sure. And with the manual, that's why you really need a tack. Tacks are good for anything, but especially with a manual transmission. I think you're right by leaving it in 3rd. I think you're doing about the best we should do on this going downhill for control. They're oil burners. That's kind of what they were, but
yep. That's another one. I have to hit it again.
How many brakes is that?
Now 6.
Yeah.
No smoke yet?
No smoke. We're doing good. And this is when I thought it would be when you're letting off the gas like that you'd have a little bit of fuel leaking in there off those UE. These are those UE injectors, and Cat used them, International used them, and they pump up pressure inside the injector off of the engine oil. It's not like now with common rail, boosted from the pump and the lift pump.
Yeah.
So this is a whole different animal, and these were very dependable trucks.
So actually this truck was born with an automatic.
Yeah.
But it was later converted to a proper ZF or ZF5 or 5-speed.
German 5-speed.
Yeah, and that's why we have that combination, 410s and the manual. Because I also read that a lot of the manuals were not rated to tow as high because of the rear axle was a 355 on some of the manuals.
Well, some of that, but the reason that the brakes and the clutches and all that changed was they got rid of the asbestos, which really helped with the heat. When they got rid of the asbestos, they started rating the clutches lower.
Here's another one. So 7 now?
Yeah, 7. And see, we're almost to the level part, so this is really not bad having 7.
So I just went to 4th gear.
Okay.
Because we're leveling off at the bottom here.
Yeah. And if this was an automatic, several years of these, you would not want to use overdrive going downhill with a load.
Why is that?
Because it would freewheel.
Really?
Yeah, it would actually just fly down the mountain. It didn't, the torque converter didn't lock in, nothing locked in, and it actually was fine going uphill, fine on the road to get fuel mileage, but you never used it loaded going downhill, the overdrive.
All right, so that was about 7 brake applications.
Yeah.
and it was controllable. I felt like I had to hover over the brake pedal a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to see my RPM go way above 3,000.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
But all the temperatures are in check. But the scary part, I think, is on the way up.
Yeah, that's when you're going to watch that pyro like a hawk, and we're going to watch smoke like a hawk, and we're going to be watching everything.
All right, let's go up.
It'll be exciting. See if we blow up or burn up, one of the two.
Mr. Truck, I noticed something.
What's that?
Remember when we used to do Gold Hitch Awards?
I remember that Gold Hitch Award.
Yes, but look at the logo on this older OBS, old body style Ford. The logo is fairly small.
I know the new ones now are about this big because they want to advertise for free on your truck.
And that long, right?
I know, but I love this grill. This is my favorite grill on a truck. I love the nose of this puppy. But last year, the Ford Heavy Duties, this F-250, fantastic truck. It's very desirable. I'd like to have one again. But this has 2 gas tanks, which is nice. Gives you more fuel capacity. That was a big deal. You can switch between tanks. The rear bumper and the rear spare tire were not they did not come from the factory. Those were always aftermarket. So you bought a truck and you had to buy a bumper, a rear bumper, and a rear tire. And 2, this has a rain gutter all the way down the cab, so the water runs down that gutter like your house does. Now it's all done with rubber on the inside the door. I suppose it made too much noise. It's also got vent windows on the front. So if you're smoking a cigar like somebody does, or if you want to help defrost your window, you just tip those little vent windows in. I miss all that cool stuff.
Hi-ho Silver, is that what you're saying?
Yes, on the road again with Hi-ho Silver. And Baba Louie. Baba Louie, go fast.
Baba Louie's at maximum speed.
Yes. Give me full
All right,
throttle.
do you have your timer almost ready?
I do. I have it all set. I might even turn.
Oh
yes.
boy. Come on. All right, we're starting the climb of the gauntlet. Oh my gosh, my pyro is already at 1,000 degrees, my friend.
Oh my goodness. Well, guess we'll see if we blow up or burn up.
So we're gonna go from what, 35 to 60, right? Are you ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Hit it.
Okay. See what this thing pulling 8,000 pounds, the trailer will do.
So a perfect time would be 8 minutes up the mountain. That we do with new trucks, right?
With new trucks, yeah. I'm not sure this was going to get anywhere near there, but...
Well, first we need to reach 60 miles per hour, which is the speed limit.
Yeah.
And my pyro, my exhaust gas temperature gauge, is approaching 1,100 degrees. If we go to about 1,200 or 1,250, I might have to slow down.
Yeah.
60 miles an hour, what's the time?
31.
31 seconds?
Yes.
Yes. So far so good.
Is that a good time? 31 seconds and 60?
Well, at least we're at 60, because I was afraid we won't get
well,
there.
Well, that's true. Yeah, we're still on the flat. We go uphill, man. This will be interesting. This is 225 horsepower.
We are in stock mode, so we do have a tuner that we could boost fuel.
Yeah.
But we're not doing that right now.
That's true. This has an aftermarket turbo.
So, Mr. Truck, here on the left of the steering column, there's the tuner buttons, and we have like several different modes that we could choose, and we have a very high-tech way of tracking it.
Okay.
We have a piece of paper. So we're running in number 2, which is factory stock. There's also high idle, modified stock, whisper mode that lowers the RPM.
Cool.
Towing, and then 80 horsepower plus.
Now, let me show you something.
What?
You probably never knew this.
Wait,
see that there?
What?
That's the fuses. It's not like underneath the damn dash, or it's in the corner.
And there's the writing on here to tell you what the
Yes,
fuses
look at
are.
that. Tells you the fuses are. Well, I get her upside up. This is how it used to be. It gave you a little tool to pull the fuses off. That is so cool.
This is a luxury XLT truck.
Yes, it is.
Power locks, power windows, and look at let me show you my power seat.
Well, that's a sure sharp little handle on there.
Lumbar.
Lumbar.
Oh, yes.
Whoa. Look how good the upholstery is in this thing. This interior is just like new.
It's gorgeous. That's why this truck is so expensive.
I know, it is a very nice truck. You guys are gonna give this to me when you're done with it, right? I
No.
could use a truck.
You could buy it for $17,000.
You know, the interesting thing, I sold trucks for 10 years up here out of Denver, and well, I was sold in Vegas, sold in Sterling. But up here in the mountains, You know, this is in the 90s. If a guy came that lived in the mountains,
Yes.
you could not give him an automatic.
Really?
They only bought manuals, and it was a big thing because they knew they could control the gears. They
Okay.
didn't trust an automatic going downhill. And, you know, much later when the torque converters were lockable in most of the gears, that was a big help because that would lock up mechanically just like a clutch pressure plate does. But yeah, back in those days, they came in, if they were anywhere near a mountain, they wouldn't touch an automatic. So it's all changed now. We got all kinds of things. Maybe that's the guy you bought this from. He took an automatic out and put a manual, which is kind of unusual.
Probably because I think this truck was in Steamboat Springs, so I'm running at about 2,700 RPM, and my speed is falling. So it was 60, now it's 57-ish.
Well, that's still okay.
And my temperature is going up to 1,100 degrees. I'm getting a little nervous.
Well, we can fold the mirrors in.
Am I smoking anything?
No, there's no smoke.
Okay.
That's good. I don't think you're only going to have that problem when you're idling or coming downhill. No, it's doing good. It's a strong truck, by golly.
And no black smoke, so we're not wasting fuel, and we're not.
No, we're not over fueling.
We're
That's
not rolling
true.
coal.
No, we don't want to do that.
Oh boy, this truck is feeling really, really good right now.
Well, that's great.
I'm impressed.
Yeah. Well, 7 brake applications coming down wasn't bad.
But
And
it
that-
wasn't very good either.
Well, but see, it's drum brakes. If this had 4-wheel disc brakes, it'd be a whole different animal, which didn't happen to the 99 Super Duty. Well, of course, when we do a towing test with these trucks in our review, we always use these Gen Y adjustable hitches. This is the Mega Duty. It's the GH313, and it works fantastically for it. It's got the 2 balls on it. Heavy duty all the way.
So a brand new F-250 would have a gross vehicle weight rating between 10,000 and 11,000 pounds, right?
If you say so.
But now this guy, 8,800 pounds. So weights were lower back then, even though
Well,
this
yeah.
is steel, right?
Well, sure, everything was lower because there's less capacity, less horsepower, less torque.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
So the truck itself is not as complicated. It weighs less,
Right.
so it has less power, but 11,000 pounds maximum of towing. Modern F-250s would tow 22,000
Yeah.
or more. Do you wanna measure our sound level?
Yep, I do.
Because I'm pretty much full throttle right now.
That's impressive at 70.
Really?
Yeah.
That's quiet?
That's very quiet.
My goodness. I mean, outside it's loud.
I know. That's got that bazooka for an exhaust pipe back there. But no, that's very, very quiet. And this must have it's an XLT package, must have a lot of insulation in the floor and in the ceiling because that's very good for a 26-year-old truck.
Okay, I'm slowing down, my friend.
Well, stop. Get over in the fast lane and let's go.
Well, my foot is still down. My temperature, it's a little bit over 1100. I don't want to stay up there too long.
Well, it's okay.
Roman owns this truck.
Breathe in, breathe out. You're okay. You're going to make it. No, it's a beautiful day.
So 7% grade, 8-mile climb. That's why the 8 minutes would be a perfect run at 60 miles an hour. I don't think we're gonna have a perfect run as far as like a new truck would, right?
No, it can't really do that.
And here's the thing, and we were talking to all of our experts, right? That's what you said, that's what Dan Atkinson said, your buddy Ruben said this.
Yeah.
Keep your RPMs high, right? Move the air.
Exactly. That's what cools off. You know, even on an automatic, if we had an automatic, it would help cool it off. You want to keep the fluids flowing.
Yeah, and the water pump, the coolant pump, everything, right?
Yeah,
everything just kind of keeps rolling and rolling and rolling. You know what's impressive? Also, the suspension feels okay.
Yeah, I mean, the road is pretty beat up by the chains, and they haven't started patching it yet. I guess they'll do it about the time it snows. But anyway, this is quiet and it's smooth. Yeah, this is leaf springs front and rear. It's not like coils in the front.
And front, it's got a funky front suspension design, right?
Well, yeah, this is what's it called? It's called traction beam.
So a couple things here. So first of all, we have this decorative chin, this little handsome one. You know, modern trucks have gigantic air dams over here, right?
Yeah.
These ones had the smaller ones. And this is, you said, just to hide this ugly axle, is that
Well,
right?
because independent, now they're all mono beam, solid axle. Back then, only the 350s were solid axle, but these were a traction beam that gave you independent suspension. It's a Dana, and actually they were pretty good. They're a little harder to align the wheels, the tires on it.
But look at this, there's a drive shaft that goes from here, from the differential, through this arm, and it's going to the passenger side. Yeah, this is...
It's exposed.
It's a little exposed, but you know, most of their trucks, even their little Rangers, had a similar configuration.
That's true, that's true. And they still use the twin I-beam in a lot of their 1-tons, two-wheel drive.
So our maximum PSI on the turbo, maximum pressure was around 24-ish. Right now we're at about 18 pounds of boost.
That must be a big turbo, that aftermarket turbo you put on here.
It's flowing, I mean, it's not huge. It's a KC.
Well, it's a big boost. If it goes to 24, that's big.
Oh, there's somebody broken down. What is that? Oh, it's a Ford.
I think he's just checking his straps on his load.
But that's a weird place to stop and check your load.
Well, there's somebody stopped up there too.
Oh, there's some emergency vehicles. Well, this is close, dude. We're so hot on the exhaust gases.
What are we at now?
Well, we're just over 1100 degrees, but we're not at 1200.
Yeah, no, we're fine, we're fine.
And I've stayed in fourth gear. I did not have to go to third.
That's very good, that's very good. We're direct drive, and that's ideal to actually make this mountain in direct drive.
Yes.
That's very good.
Yes.
Well, what's our speed?
We're at 50 miles an hour now, and I cannot accelerate.
No, and look, we're almost done. And you haven't blown up, we haven't caught on fire. What's the pyro now?
Ooh, 1150.
Oh, well, we're okay.
Okay.
We're going to coast.
How's our pipe?
To the light.
Our pipe is okay?
Yeah. There's no smoke.
Okay.
There's no fire.
All right.
Okay, we're close.
Oh, we're super close at 1200 degrees. Ah! And stop the clock now.
Wow, that's actually pretty good. 8 minutes and 39 seconds.
No way.
Yep, that's pretty good.
Yes.
And it's pretty good in direct gear. Well, don't grind all the gears off. It makes them easier to shift when you grind those gears. You still done playing with your hand shaker there? I think that's a Mac shift. Somebody put a Mac handle on this puppy. But yeah, 8 minutes and 39 seconds. That's pretty good.
Yeah, of course, we cannot really measure fuel efficiency or inefficiency because there's no fuel like an MPG gauge, and we don't have ability. There's no CAN bus, so we cannot monitor fuel usage on a computer.
Right.
At least right now. But I can tell you, we have dual tanks, and we've used a lot of fuel. So how big are those tanks?
As I recall, the rear one's 19, the front one's 14.
Okay, so that's what, 33-ish?
Yeah.
Or so?
Yeah, which is quite a bit for back then. Well, I'm glad you decided to do the Ike. This is good. This is such a good test for this, and I think it did really well.
Well, people wanted this.
Oh, a 25-year-old truck, 26-year-old truck. I'm pretty happy with it. Well, how's the steering? Pretty tight or not? Because back then they weren't necessarily very tight.
No, it wasn't.
Well, you know, that big green when I drove, that thing had like a foot of wheel play.
Yes.
How much did it go up the Ike? Did we ever time that one?
16 and a half minutes.
Well,
and that was towing 6,000 pounds.
That poor truck. Yeah.
Yes.
I was so glad we put a tack in that so we knew what our RPMs were, because it was a manual. Was it a 4-speed?
It was a 4-speed, I believe.
Yeah.
Well, that truck was about 10 years older and not a heavy duty, right?
No, it's right. That's true. That's true.
Mr. Truck, I'm smoking.
Smoking?
Do you see that?
I know, because you got your foot off the gas. It wants full throttle, man. Don't be
always?
Well, I think with an old...
Am I clear to turn?
Yes, you're clear. I think those old U injectors, you might be dripping just a little bit of fuel in there.
You think I am? Is that why? But it's whitish smoke.
Well, it's whitish blue.
I know. I'm scared.
I don't know. Maybe... maybe we're leaking a little oil too. Maybe a little bit of fuel, a little bit of oil, and we got smoke. But it's only when you let off the gas. That's what I'm talking about, injectors.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Okay, well this is really, I think, no.
Until you let off the gas, that's what's going to happen. If you get a long run on a hot engine, that's what it's going to do on these. It's an old girl.
Well, so those people who said, "Oh, overloaded, run the Ike, it's no big deal." But it's not a big. It is a big deal because we pushed this truck not super hard,
Well, no,
but still.
8,000 pounds is still a good load. That's actually probably above common back in 1997.
Yeah.
You know, they weren't like crazy like me, like hauling 25,000 pounds with my truck. They weren't all crazy back then. Wow. Andre, it's no longer smoking.
All right. So, Mr. Truck, now we've set the benchmark for other legendary trucks to follow.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, we made it up the mountain in 8 minutes and 39 seconds. It was awesome.
Yes, so towing 8,000 pounds, and on the downhill, okay, the performance wasn't close to modern trucks. It was okay.
7 brake applications.
On the way up, I was pretty impressed, even though I was a little nervous about those temperatures, and we did smoke at the end.
Yeah, that's
bit.
once you let off the gas and you're going level again. Yes, that's the problem.
But let us know in the comments below, which other legendary trucks do you want to see? Do you want to see the 5.9 12 valve? Comments. Do you want to see any GM diesels or Duramaxes?
I want to see them all. I want to see them, every one of them.
What about Toyota T100s with their V6s?
It's not a heavy duty. It's hardly even a half ton.
Okay. Well, let us know in the comments below. And as always, go where?
Store.mrtruck.com
And alltfl.com for everything automotive all the time.
I love this truck.
All right, so here under the hood, this reservoir right here is for the hydraulic manual clutch assembly. And I could see that the fluid is dirty. We just refilled a bunch of it. It was very, very low. There's air in the system. I looked it up, and it's very difficult to bleed one of these systems. And also, because the fluid is dirty and it was leaking, there's some other problem going on, underlying problem. So I need an expert opinion. So I think I'm gonna take this truck to our transmission shop, and stay tuned for that. So that's the next video in this series. I can't believe I just broke a truck on the gauntlet.